If you're looking for cheap Ultimate Team coins, go check out igsky.com. Links for that will be in the description below. Use the discount code Rossi for a little bit 5% off. It's got a fully automated service. You get your coins instantly. What more can you ask for? Enjoy the video. Hello guys, Mr. Rossi 1990 here, and we're back with another video. Today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and hopefully you guys can still enjoy it. It's basically going to be a Leeds after January kind of transfer window video. If Carlsberg did transfer windows, it's going to be labelled. And I did this last year and it went down quite well. I'm ideally going to do it with a few clubs, but obviously I'm going to start with Leeds because they are my favourite club. If you didn't know that already, then where the hell have you been? But yes, we're going to do it today. And basically what it is players are linked with, possibly signing. Now I know Leeds got a transfer embargo, and that means, you know, they can't technically buy players, but there's always ways to go around that. And the current situation with Leeds, if you don't know, is they can buy players on loan or pay no money to buy the player, but they can pay a maximum of £10,000 wage or something along those lines. Something to do with that. I'm not fully aware of exactly what is going on, but they can still work their way around buying players. So that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to bring in a couple of players, which I know is going to happen, but who they're going to be, we don't know for sure. But this is kind of like the core of the Leeds team we've got here. And it's 3 places which I've left blank, which are the 3 players I kind of linked with like the most recently. What I'm saying is we're at the 30th of December right now. Well, that's the day I'm recording this video. So if you see us down the line, you're thinking, they didn't even come close to buying that guy, then that could be the case why. Because I know some people obviously watch this video further down the line and get a little bit confused. But that's the core of Leeds' team. They're not really linked with anybody defensively. Well, they are kind of a CDM. But like the left back, right back, centre back, goalkeeper, that'll probably remain the same. Unfortunately, because, you know, they've conceded enough goals recently. That needs to up its game. And I know a lot of people aren't Leeds fans, a lot of people don't like Leeds, but they're struggling right now, and it's really bad to see for me personally. But the core of the team you can see there, I'm stumbling in my words. You've got Silvestri in goal there. We've got Warnock at the left back, Cooper, Belushi. Then we've got Byron. We've got Moa on this left or right side of midfield even. Adrian, of course, who was actually going to make a permanent move to Leeds here in January if they had the money. A £3 million deal was agreed. He's like on loan with option to buy. That's how Chileno does it. And apparently if we didn't have a transfer embargo, he would have been signed in January. So that's probably going to happen in the summer now. Hopefully, if he performs really well at the end of the season, that'll be good. And Antonucci up front, he'll remain there. He's top goal scorer for Leeds this season. He's done actually quite well. Like the majority of them have done okay, but he's done quite well. He's kind of like replaced Ross McCormack. Not exactly, because obviously Ross McCormack's got a lot more goals, but he's kind of like the guy who is getting the majority of the goals, but there's still a couple of players obviously around him who do have goals in them as well. But the CDM they're getting linked with is actually a player I've known for a long time, and I never know how to say his name, which is always a pain in the ass. But his first name's Rene, or Renu, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to put him in. It's Rene, this guy here, Corinne, or something along he's called. I've got one in my club. He plays for Inter Milan. He's got a cool looking card actually. His face kind of looks quite cool in amongst it, like the country and the badge. Just looks all right, doesn't it? And he's like a holding midfield player, or CDM as they're called in real life now, of course. And like I said, he plays for Inter Milan, but doesn't technically play for Inter Milan. Like, he doesn't get much game time. He's been out on loan a couple of seasons. So I think it's Bologna, and he's an okay player. He's one of them players who are always like in hype, if you know what I'm saying. Basically, like he had a bright future, but never really hit the heights that he was expected to. Like, he's probably meant to go on and be a top player by now, and he's kind of like, he's an okay player. He could be doing better than he is. He could be doing a lot worse though, so it could go either way. But he's quite heavily linked with Leeds actually, and it'd be quite a good signing, I do believe, for them. I don't know, like I said, I've known him for years because he's been a really good player on Football Manager. You know, I'm quite into my Football Manager, and I never really followed him in real life though, so I don't know for sure how well he is. But on Football Manager, he always goes to be like a really good player if you play him, etc. And I've heard a lot of good reports about him, but then sort of also like average reports about him. Like I said, didn't quite make it, didn't quite get to the heights he was meant to do. So maybe a move to Leeds would be good for him and good for Leeds. We'll just have to wait and see if that one comes into effect. But that's the main transfer at the moment, which is going down. There's one more main, but this is the one which is getting heavily linked with at the moment. And I think it'll be a good signing because he's at an age now where he should be pushing on. He's 6'2", which is good height for a CDM. He's not very quick. That's one of the things he's not good at. But he's, you know, basically a Matic for Chelsea. Everybody's looking for that type of player. Will he be that type of player? Who knows? Will he sign for Leeds? It's there to be seen. Now, the next player is a player which has just come into the kind of like fray, and it's basically Marone. I think he's called Marone. It's Luca Marone, basically, and he's a Juventus player, and he's another one who, again, has so much potential but never really quite made it, and he's getting linked with Leeds at the moment because of obvious reasons. He's just not getting in the team at Juventus, and he's looking for a way out, or they're looking for a way of shipping him out. But like I said, Leeds can't buy anyone, so technically they have to buy him on loan, and then maybe buy him at the end of the year in the summer, get like an agreement there. But he was always another player who, he's got the potential to go really good, but will he ever do it? We just don't know. That's the problem. And he's getting linked with Leeds, like I said, so it kind of makes you think that maybe he's not as good as he needs to be in the Serie A. He's getting a lot of Serie B players before, but these are Serie A players, which is better. I know they're not actually playing, but it's nice to see that. And them two players there will sit quite nicely in the midfield. Now the striker, this is a strange one. Now, a little story, if you follow me on Twitter, I was raging hard at in the summer, basically. Leeds, when they were, the end of the transfer window, when they were at the end of the transfer window, like I said, were saying on Twitter, like they were saying, oh, don't go anywhere, we've got one more signing to make, or there's business to be done now. Then they sold Matt Smith and Dominic Polion, they were like, no more business, go to bed, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, what the fuck? We were absolutely pissed. I was raging so hard. If you remember that day on Twitter, I was so mad. This guy right here, Pavoletti, he's called. Really good player for like goal scoring in the Serie B. He was top goal scorer last season in that league. The same league as Antonucci was in, so that kind of makes you feel as if he's probably quite a good player, because Antonucci's kind of hit the ground running at Leeds. He turned them down on like the last minutes of the transfer window, which was quite depressing really, because like I said, he might have been a really good player. We don't know. He's gone on to play, I think it's 8 games in Serie A, scoring 1 goal, but he's not like a starter for his team Sassuolo. I think they've got Sassuolo in a team which have got like Zaza, and he's the one who's playing for Italy at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of understandable that Pavoletti's not getting in the team. I think they've also got another player, I can't think of it off the top of my head, he might be like pushing a boat, ahead of him. But Pavoletti was at the Leeds game against Wigan, which Leeds, of course, lost 2-0. Leeds got a game tonight, by the way. Hopefully they can win that one. I have no idea, obviously. Yeah, hopefully they can win that one, else it could look very bad. 1 point above relegations as things stand at the moment. I'm a little bit pissed, but there it is. Pavoletti is the other player linked with them, and he's heavily linked with them. Like I said, that was at the game against Wigan, but will he be put off by that? I don't know. We're going to the bench now, where it's got a load of players, which... Lewis Cook, by the way, I would have him in my Leeds team, but I just did him on the bench so I could show you the 2 players they were linked with. And I felt as if Moat was more the central midfielder, so I put Cook on the bench there. But we'll go to start on the bench. Spolly now, he's kind of linked, not heavily linked, but I just wanted a centre-back to put in there. I wouldn't say he's going to sign. I highly doubt it. I don't know too much about him, if I'm honest. But this guy right here is another player who's already turned Leeds down. Basically, a story about him. He came to watch Leeds in like a... I can't remember which game it was, but I think it might have been a friendly, and Leeds lost the friendly. And he said, to be fair, I don't want to play for Leeds right now because they look shit, basically what he kind of said. And he didn't end up signing for them, and he went on to sign for, I'm guessing he went to them, and apparently he's re-linked with Leeds in a January move. Will it happen? Who knows? But player I would love to see at Leeds is this guy right here. It's Anthony Knockaert, or Knockaert, or whatever you want to say. His name is French. And he is kind of a player which you'd expect to be playing for Leicester, because like he was a really good player for their championship season. But they've got a player called Miraz, or whatever it's called, who's kind of like in over him at the moment, I do believe. And they've got a couple of other players. He's not really getting a look in the team. He's coming off the bench sometimes, maybe getting a couple of starts here and there. But he's kind of player which maybe they could be looking to loan out, and Leeds would be an ideal situation for him because he'd get in the team every single week, no doubt about it. He's kind of like a winger, but not a pacey winger. He's more of a tricky winger, and that would be awesome for Leeds. I would love that. But can I see that one happening? Not really. I imagine he would stay at Leicester and get some game time. But Mackay Stephen, the guy that just won't go away when linked with Leeds. It never really happens. Obviously, it never happens because he's still at Dundee United. I need to get that right because I always get that wrong. I always just say Dundee and then I get hate in the comments. But it's Dundee United he plays for, the orange ones. Really good player on FIFA, as we well know. He's a 5-star skiller, and he's a cam this year, which is kind of different because he's always been a winger. But I'm happy that he's a cam because you can play him up basically up front. But if he goes to Leeds, I will be buzzing purely for FIFA reasons. In real life, he's very, very good one week, and then he's very, very average the next. He's never really been consistently good, which is depressing because, like, if he was consistently good, he'd probably be playing Premier League football, and he'd probably be playing for one of the top teams. I think he played for like Liverpool, not like properly played, but was in their setup, and I didn't quite make it. So that kind of tells you a story about him, but I would love to see him at Leeds for FIFA reasons, personally. Let me know what you make about that one. But next guy is Castro. I don't know about this one. He's actually just realised he plays for the same team as that Spolly and the same nationalities. That's an ultimate link right there. But he's kind of like a guy who isn't in the picture for his team, which I think is Catania. And I don't know about that one. I don't know anything about him, if I'm honest. I think he was a gold last year. He was a gold like centre forward or cam, and probably like an average non-shiny gold. But he's a silver this year, so it kind of makes you think that he might not have the best of season last season. Might not be in the picture, so maybe he'll get a move to Leeds. We do not know. I haven't got a clue, but it'd be nice to see him kind of mentioned. And Gradle's there because he's just always linked with Leeds. There's never really a time where he's not. If it's him on Instagram liking Leeds pictures and I wish I was back or whatever, there's always a kind of story with Max Gradle, and it'll be awesome to see him back. But his time's gone. I don't want him back in that sense because I've got good memories of Max Gradle. He did really good for Leeds, and I don't know if he comes back. You never know what's going to happen, and it'd be nice to, you know, maybe leave him out of a video for once and not be linked to him. But it's just always there. Like the same with the Mackie Stephen one. They're always linked. It's consistent, and maybe one day it will happen, but I don't think it'll be this transfer window, me personally. But the next guy right here is a guy who's very, very much linked with Leeds on and off. He's linked with another, you know, a few other clubs as well because he's a good player actually. He's a tall, kind of like tricky, kind of in behind the striker type player. Cam, centre 40 years preset there as a gold. Got some good stats actually. I might look into using him at some point. So he has 4-star skill moves as well, which is pretty sweet. And he's linked with Leeds because he's not getting a look in at Fiorentina apparently, and they're looking to possibly shift him out. But you'd imagine he'd probably go to a better team. He's one of them players who apparently he's got a 7 million price tag on him, and Liverpool were interested last season. So you couldn't imagine him signing for Leeds, could you? Just saying that alone. But that is the team basically, guys. Can you see that being a Leeds team next season? I know a lot of you aren't going to be Leeds fans, but some of them are. Some people are. And it's nice to kind of get your feedback on that. Let me know in the comments section below if there's any other teams you'd like to see me do, your favourite teams and players that are linked to have. Just a little bit of fun. We can have a little chat in the comments, have a good time. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, a like, it would be absolutely fantastic. Subscribe if you are new. I'll catch you next time. And pop in Danny Sturridge while we are Randy. And I don't know why I said that, but okay. Danny Sturridge is, of course, a Liverpool player, and I think I've got one in my club. Let's just double check. Have I? I do indeed. Now, Marco Reus is definitely somewhere in my club. We've also got the preset ones. What else are we going to get in these packs here? I'm going to skip this one. Oh, yes! Fucking get in, lads! We got ourselves Mario Götze and the Lord himself! We got the Lord Bender!